we start the third and final match here at Stumps Lanes for $275. Here's Pam McKinney starting on 3. And she comes just a little high. Trying to get Eddie to make a prediction. You know, Eddie, Mr. Bowler in Cincinnati, and I mean that sincerely, because he has just about accomplished everything you could on these lanes, but take them up and put them back down with his own hands.
I did that, Jack. Many years at St. Bonaventures. That's where I come right out of the pit.
And Eddie won't make a prediction. He said this is going to be, he was mentioning he knows Pam McKinney. He has never seen too much of Pam Sears, only what he has seen the past 2 weeks. Our little queen up there now.
Yes, she's the only repeat champion, you know that.
But she could be difficult. Eddie was watching her delivery. Well, that was a real great start for Pam. But Eddie, you were mentioning about lane 3. She could conquer this lane. She could be difficult, huh?
She fooled me there. That's the lane I thought she had in her back pocket in practice. I think she just got a little anxious and just a little yank.
Well, let's see if she earns the sharpshooter's medal with a 6, 7, 10.
Definitely going cross lanes at it.
She gave it she did that in practice. She brought
sure
that
did.
back. Remember, I said, look at this. Well, Sam always says when you start with a circle in the first frame, it's what?
200 start.
200 start. All
certainly.
Right.
Now we got quite a group of bowlers here today. Got Terry Rose, Roger Grant, Mott Steve Fleet. Even got the old veteran Uli Matthew back here.
We brought him out of the woodwork today.
That's right.
Old teammate of mine.
Look at that.
There's a lot of ball.
She made the move, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
She seems very relaxed.
Doesn't she now?
Very, very.
Her first appearance was 3 weeks ago on television.
And even made her mother smile sitting right behind her. Oh. It's going to be a contest, I'll tell you.
Vi says, I want that 275. Christmas not too far away. We're only going to be about 2 miles away next Sunday, Eddie, over at one of your stomping pits, too. Glenmore.
Old Glenmore, bowled there for many, many years. Way back when they were called Beakies.
Well, Vi's got the adrenaline flowing now, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's a very good competitor, Jack. One of them golden Hudy pole bowlers.
Pam, catch this one, otherwise put her right back in the hunt.
3-step approach.
Yes.
She hammered it in there, too.
Yeah, she answered a call. That's what you call regripping.
She didn't make that hurried shot. That first one is always tough to throw, and she just got out of that ball real nice and clean and let the ball roll. I went down with, before I ever practiced, and I said, any full rollers? And the guy says, not me.
Ooh, couldn't trip that old 6.
Well, she just seems to be just rushing on the way up to the line, right, and not taking her time. Lined up going cross lane at it.
That's there. One thing we've noticed in this her 3rd week, she's very consistent, or she has been, shooting her spares. Sam will verify that.
And she's made the 5-7, and I don't think she's missed a spare so far. It's her 3rd week.
I'll tell you, one more there for Vi could have made this maybe a runaway.
Well, she could make that 7 pin. She'll be up by 11. It'll be 69 to 58 in the 3rd.
Cross lane.
And in on it.
Vi is one of these veteran bowlers, and From the old school, the way to shoot the spares. If they're on the left side, go to your right. If they're on the right side, go to your left.
And that's for sure. You know, when I did a lot of coaching, I always told them, I said, you pay for the whole lane, why not use it?
That looks good. Wow.
That was a super shot there.
Boy, she buried that one, didn't she? And by golly, I think that's time for us to take a little breather at the end of 4.5 with Vi on top. We'll be right back. So here she is, the queen, trailing, coming up to her 5th frame. Working on a spare, Pam Sears.
She has to strike here, Jack, because Vi's got one working.
Yeah, she heard you, Eddie. 12 pins, Sam, am I right?
How about 11?
11? Okay.
89 to 78, how about that?
The 11 pins is right.
She puts this one home, why...
It's an almost an even ball game.
Puts the heat right back over on the other side of the lane.
I'll never forget her first week on. We thought she was going to be just as nervous as can be, but she was relaxed from the word go. Look at that ball rolling now, huh? Ryan McKinney says, what are you doing to me?
She's got a real pretty release on that ball, and it's just the way she gets out of it is so nice and clean. And of course, this gal here is no slouch. She's been there. Little yank.
Vi, you got a break. And Vi knows it too.
And we got a ball game.
Uh-huh.
Almost even, you know what I mean?
They here again?
Yeah, even Steven, you know.
Even Steven are here, Eddie.
Oh. Even Steven, that's a nice pair to drop to. One cross lane at it. And on the number. That's one thing that your viewers, you know, that learning how to bowl, I always said that anybody can line you up on spares. You don't have to be a champ. It's just square yourself up to the arrows and walk towards your target and release it.
I tell you, this lane 3, if I stood on this lane and rolled her all day, she would roll 9 out of 10 strikes.
Oh, lane 3 is a super lane. The hole's beautiful. Go right there and it stays right there. We'll see what Pam's made of.
Now you'll notice that she has a 3-step approach. Seldom you see this. Rudy Faso, about the last I remember. Look at that ball, huh?
I think she answered the call, and she's been hitting that 4 lane, I should say, all day during practice, and it was just an adjustment time on 3, which is why surprised me a little bit on that split on the first pitch.
Say, she's got the lead with 1 here, Sam.
That's right. She'd be up by 9, really.
Oh my goodness, she moved. That 4 pin I know has been moved 4 or 5 inches down there. Isn't that something?
That was a tough break because that was one that would have put her out there pretty nice.
That moved 4 or 5 inches. Sam.
Oh, true. That's really a tough break there.
And she's got a problem. Look at the ball roll.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't miss that ball too many times when she clears it.
Oh, we'll see if Vi can answer the call now.
She's working on 1. 8th frame. Nope. About 8 pins difference, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Right, 157 to 149. Vi makes this. Vi's having a little problem with number 4 over there. She goes around and stays out. Then that ball she started up and went high.
Well, for the 2 types of balls, lane 4 will favor Pam, I think, because she's softer with it.
That's true, Eddie. That's right. It's 157 to 149 in the 7th. Pam up by 8. And they're both on spares.
And this is the important frame, as we all know in bowling, the 9th.
This is where you get the go power.
Vi is on her lane, which has been her lane. But
she lost that ball just a little bit.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, she got a little fast for one thing.
Right now, Pam is sitting back, and she hasn't been having too much difficulty on either lane.
After the first frame, she's got it dialed in.
Sam, did we ever have any trouble with this pair?
2-5. I could chop that blindfolded.
I think you and I hold a record on that.
That is a very easy one to chop. Well, this delivery right here, Sam, you can correct me if I'm wrong, will decide maybe the match.
This may be the pay ball right here. And she shot the ball super after the first frame on this lane.
Oh, boy. We may be looking at the queen for the 4th consecutive week.
That's right.
And that made Jeannie Sawyer happy. She came all the way from Kentucky to root for her Pam.
This little girl has really been a queen. Pam Sears.
Well, she's an underrated bowler, Jack. I tell you, she's been around quite a few years. She's 24.
Boy, she's in our pocket 9 out of 10 times. There's the difference, Eddie. She's around that pocket.
Where's that 4 pin she has moved over? That'd have been 6 in a row right now with that 4 going down.
I think we were talking, Jack. I said she's going to have to learn to send the ball on lane 3, and
right.
I didn't know if she could do it, but she answered my question. She can do it. She can take the ball away and bring it, and that's exactly what she's doing on 3.
Boy, what a bowler.
237 with one more.
So?
And the best buy can get is 217 if she goes out.
She'll be doing another 275 in her purse for Christmas.
Well, gift certificates, bowling ball equipment, get out to your favorite BPA and get that practicing in. It's tournament time for over-the-hill bowlers even.
I wonder what this young lady's doing on Thursday night.
Look at that. Very easily could have been 7 in a row.
Well, I could have been 258 very easy.
Mm-hmm. She is quite a bowler.
She's using her brains out there, too, which is something that the viewers could say. She knew she had a problem with 3, and she made the adjustment.
Well, here comes Vi now. Well, she's got a respectable another 200.
Yeah.
But she ran into a buzzsaw.
So next week it'll be Madeline Kivett, Regina Pollard, and Jan Linger to try to dethrone Pam Sears, who will be back for her 4th consecutive week when we go over to Glenmore. She's going to be tough to dethrone, too. Here comes Vi's hammering them home now.
Was that a ripper?
Yeah.
She'll have a very respectable 217 with another one.
Lose by 20.
And another clean game.
Right.
Yes.
I think you're going to like that form of that Pam Sears, though, Eddie, do you not?
She's a sweetheart. I could have taken $1 million for that smile she had when she threw the second one.
217 it is for Vi McKinney, but she loses by 20 pins. We'll be back with a presentation after this. Well, she has proven to be, well, you know, we said earlier, no one has ever repeated twice in a row queen. She's made it 3 in a row. Pam Sears, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be giving out the moolah right here. First of all, let me scoot over here and give this money out. You know, I said at the start of the match, little Diana here, I talked to her. She was sitting there, and I said, Diane, it's not cold in there. Are you cold or are you nervous? She says, I am both. But she says, I think I'm more nervous. Is that right, Diana?
Yeah, that's right. I was scared to death.
Why, there was all your friends were here. You know we're your friends. We're never going to bother you, and we're pulling for you. I think it'll be different the next time, won't it? You'll have all that nervousness gone.
I hope it's better next time.
You will be. You're a fine-looking young bowler. We're going to see you in the final. You know, we even made a prediction. Come the final eliminations, you're able to go out and bomb them out of the building and be on the final program.
I hope so. I need the money for Christmas.
All righty. Well, maybe this will help you right here. A check for $60, Diane. And next time, be a little more relaxed.
Okay.
All righty. All righty. Here's a young lady. I said last week when I saw that name was going to be a qualifier, Lightfoot. I said, by golly, I know that Lightfoot family from Dayton. It's always been a great athletic family. And I happened to play football against a Charlie Lightfoot many years ago. And he was also a pugilist, a boxer. And Kathy wrote a little notation on her brochure, which she handed in. And she says, Jack, she said, Charlie Lightfoot was my what?
Grandfather.
My grandfather. How about that? He was a great athlete. Kathy, you're a great bowler, too. By golly, you did the Lightfoot family proud today.
Thank you.
And we're going to see a lot more of you in years to come.
I hope so.
I know we will. A check for $100 to you. Thank you, dear. By golly, when you lose with 217, it's tough.
That's true, it is. Very.
You know, I've watched you bowl for many years, and this year you seem to be rolling the ball with so much gusto, so much of that Hudy power, you know it?
That's what it is, Hudy power.
All right, well, we worked that in beautifully, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Vi, you're always one of the great ones in bowling. A check for $150, and we know you're going to be tough in the final eliminations. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Jack.
All righty, excuse me. You little rascal. By golly, the first week I saw you out here, you were one of those nervous bowlers, but you're so calm, cool, collected. And I know why you're calm, cool, and collected. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 17, 20. You know, you're going to about 900 something. Do I get about 10% of this? You know, I'm short at Christmas, too.
No, thanks. I need that.
$275, Pam.
Thanks.
Congratulations. You're a great queen thus far.
Thank you very much.
All righty. Pam Sears. Eddie, I know it's always great to be chatting with you, and I love the way you were watching each bowler today, how you were picking out their advantages, what they were doing out here. And one thing that you were very impressed about was Pam, and particularly at the start of the match, you were noticing in warm-ups on lane 3, and I wish you would make that little notation again.
Well, I noticed when she started practicing, Jack, she was hitting lane 4 straight down the boards, and on lane 3 she tried the same shot, and the ball hooked off on her and into the beak. So it was a matter of, was she smart enough or was she strong enough to make the adjustment? And I think she proved that she was smart enough and she was strong enough. She did make the adjustment. And first thing I did was come down to Pam and ask her. I said, Pam, did you pick it up and start swinging the ball? And she said, yeah, I moved a board and a half to the left. So the young lady knows what it's all about out here. She thinks up here on the approach.
I think what he was doing, he was transmitting his thoughts and you were grabbing him.
I picked him right up.
All right. Again, as I say, girls, you did a wonderful job bowling. Next week we're going to be at Glenmore, and you're going to come back and try again.
Yeah.
And don't forget, now, the final eliminations, all these gals will be rolling a 5-game block. As usual, when we come to Stumps, it's a great house, you're a great audience. Good afternoon from Stumps Lanes.
The third annual Queen of Bowling has been brought to you in part by the Beautiful Brewing Company, the pride of Cincinnati brewing tradition, and the Greater Cincinnati Bowling Proprietors Association.